trains are coming, taking you away.
National momentum is clearly on the side of abolition. Here in Texas, we are engaged in what we call a longer-term campaign, but one that is that has signs of progress nonetheless. New death sentences in Texas have dropped more than 70% since 2003. Part of that, changing the dialogue and shifting the climate, is our public education and outreach events. We have one coming up in October with Sister Helen Prejean, who is the author of Dead Man Walking, a movie and an opera and a play that some of you might have seen. She's going to be engaging in a conversation with Reverend John Elford, who's here tonight, and Pastor Nestor Menjarez, talking about how we can shift the culture away from a culture of vengeance to a culture of accountability, public safety, and we know the death penalty is not the answer. And now, without further ado, I'm going to call Sara and Shelley up, and we're going to sing for you.
It's starting to rain. Oh, it's been so long. Ooh, I hope it keeps coming. I'm crying for more. It's starting to rain. And I can hear all those broken promises. I can hear where the hissing lies like to live. Just use my desire and one very high net. Now the flames are growing higher, spreading through a space. I'm building a fire. It's starting to get. He will always be remembered as the one who held the gun. But to me, he was my son.
You know, I just had a friend, she's probably about your age, 34, and her son's 16 or 17, and he just was arrested. He has Asperger's, and he started hanging out with the wrong crowd, got involved in drugs. They made fun of him, and they asked him to hold the gun. He held the gun, he threw it away, but when the police officers arrested him, he didn't know about Miranda rights. They didn't tell him. So he was sitting in this jail cell with these officers, and he just chatted away, like, oh yeah, and I had a gun, and I threw it. So now he's been charged with a felony, and he's going off away for a while, and this is a horrible, horrible thing, but she wrote me this beautiful letter, and she said, you know, before I was for the death penalty, but then I saw your song. There's a YouTube video of the song, and she said, and now that my son's going away, I completely feel differently, because I see now from the other side how wrong things can be, and how could this be my son? How can he be sent away? He's sick, you know, he's a young boy, he doesn't know what he was doing, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and yes, it was his choice and his responsibility, but you know, I think that's why this movement is so important, because we only see one side of the picture. We don't see the families grieving. We don't see how people are murdered senselessly and innocently, and even those who have murdered and are wrong and are sitting on death row, why not just give them life, a life sentence? You know, there's no reason to kill people. We were not born to kill people. We were born to love people and care about them. So now I'm trying to think of a segue to get out of this for you. And
Don't worry
I'm very
about it.
sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna do a gospel song.
Okay,
It's
good.
gonna be all right. Yeah. Welcome home. Welcome home. Will the angels sing a chorus?